Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In previous video I have already shown you how to design this user control, that is customer records, and how to backend code for this. So if you have not watched my previous video, please go to description where I have put the link for my previous video, or you can simply do one thing, just click on the suggestion on the right side of the screen. Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you how to design and code for this delete phone record. Here you can see this. When I click on this button, text boxes and these buttons are visible over here, and this panel become disabled. You can't do anything over here, and you can't even, when you click on this, the panel change, but you can't do anything. When you cancel, this panel become active. So I'm going to show you how to design this first, and after that I will show you how to design the internal part of this delete phone record. Here you can see this. When I write something invalid password and try to verify it, if that password is invalid, then this text box will be cleared. And now the valid password is btech days, so I'm going to enter that. And when I click on verify, now this one is visible and the data is hidden, the text box is hidden. Okay, so I'm going to show you first how to design this, and after that I'm going to show you how to design this one. Okay, so let me cancel this and let me just close this and move back to our project. That is nothing but this one mobile shop video. This is our complete project. Okay, so over here, first thing what I have to do is I have to add that few controls, that is text box and two buttons. Okay, so let me move back to our form 1. Over here we have to add text box. For that, let me just copy one text box from here. Okay, sorry, let me add one text box. So just drag Guna to text box and just drag and drop it over here like this. And what we have to do is we have to change the back color. It means that we have to fill color that is of the same of this background. Let me do that. Just click on this, the back color is this, and change the fill color. Fill color is white, so change this one to 0, 118, 221 and hit enter. And now here you can observe it's looking nice. Okay, after this what we have to do is we have to add two buttons. So let me add button over here. So I'm going to use this Guna 2 button. So drag and drop it and make this button small so that it look nice. We need two buttons, so just copy and paste it like this. Okay, so now these buttons are looking nice. So we have to code one verify and another cancel. So let me change the text over there. So first one is verify and the second is cancel. And what we want is we want the background needs to be of same as this color. Let me select both of this and change the color, fill color to 0, 118, 221 and hit enter. And now what we have to do is we have to increase the font. So to increase the font, select 1, and after that just change this one font from 9 to 12 and hit OK. Not 12, let me just change this one to 11 and bold as well. 11 and bold and hit OK. Okay, so now it's looking nice. In the same way we have to do for the second button. So click on this, 11 and bold and hit OK. So now these buttons are looking nice. Okay, here you can observe this. Okay, so now let me just start this and let's see is that visible or not. So I have started the project and here you can see this. Now it's visible and button is working fine, everything is nice, but this one is out of the box. Okay, so let me just make that in. Now let me just try once again. Okay, so now what I want is the text inside this needs to be of white color. So let me do that. Just click on this, select the text box, and after this what we have to do is we have to change the font color, this one, from this to white, and it's a password type, so we have to change the password char, change the password char to star. Password char, you can find this, you have to enter star and hit enter. After this, whatever you write inside this text box will be in the star format. Okay, so now next thing what we have to do is we have to increase the font for this text box. Search for font, click on this, select 12 and hit OK. Now start this and let's see if that works or not. Okay, so here you can see this, whatever I write is now in the white star format, so that's working fine. So now next thing what I want is whatever I write inside this needs to be in the center, start from the center. Here you can observe, let me start this, and you can observe when I start typing something inside this, it start from the left side, but what I want is whenever I start writing, and it needs to be in the center. So how to do that? For that, just select this text box and change the text line from left to center. And now when you start this, and now you will find that whenever you are going to write something, it's in the center, and this looks much more nice than that one. Let me remove this. Now what I want is when this form loads, I don't want to show these text boxes, and what I want is when I click on this delete button, then these text boxes need to be visible. So how to do that? For that, first what we have to do is we have to change the design name of these text boxes, and after that I will do something with the coding part. Okay, so let me just select these buttons. First I'm going to select this text box and change the text box name to txt password. After this, change this button name to btn verify, and this one to btn cancel. Now what we have to do is we have to actually code inside this form. Okay, so let me move back into this form coding part, and here we are. So here I'm going to write one method. I will explain you why I'm writing that. Public void enable and disable method name, and this method name is going to accept 3 boolean type argument as parameter. So first let me just name this one txt box, and then again boolean btn1, and third one boolean btn2. I am writing this method to show and hide these controls. Okay, so when I write a single method, then with the help of this method I'm going to show and hide that method in a simple step by passing the true false symbol inside this method. But if I don't write this method, then what will happen? We have to write a repeated line of code. So we are going to write this one, something like required method, like this. Okay, so now in this what I want to do is txt, I have used the txt dot visible is equals txt box btn verify, which we have created, dot visible is equal to btn1, and btn cancel dot visible is equal to btn2. So what I have done over here is I have created a method that is public void enable disable with the name enable disable, and here what I have done is this method accepts 3 boolean type values, that is either true or false. And what this line do? So whenever this txt password.visible is equal to txt box, this name, I have given the name of that boolean variable. Whenever there is a true, then this text box will become visible, and whenever this false is passed over here, then this text box will become invisible. So what we have to do is, what I want is, when this form load, I want to hide these text boxes and these buttons as well. So what we have to do is, where we have to write the code. Okay, so when this form loads, I want to hide these stuff. So we have to code initially on the form load event. So just double click on this empty space, and here we have this form one load event. And here what we have to do is, when this form load, we have to hide that. So let me do that over here. So we have to only call one method, that is enable, disable, and this one. This method asks for three boolean type value. Here you can see this bool, text box, and so I'm going to pass false 3 times because I want to hide all this stuff. Here you can see this. Now let me start this, and you will find that all this stuff, text boxes and buttons, are invisible. Let me show you the difference. I'm going to pass one true over here. What I have done over here is, text box will be visible, and the second false is for btn first, that is verify, and this one for cancel button. So when I pass these method, text box and verify button will be invisible, and only cancel button will be visible because I have passed true for that. Here you can see this, only cancel button is visible. So I hope you understand what those methods, actually how these methods work. Let me change that back. Okay, so now that's it. So what I want is, when I click on this delete button, I want to first show these all content, and after that disable this panel. So for that, let me just first change the button name. So this one is BT and delete phone. Hit enter. Just double click on this. This will generate a click event for BT and delete. So I don't want this one over here. Just cut this and paste it over here. And after this, what I want is, first thing I want to hide disable the panel. So panel dot enabled is equals false. So let me show you which panel is actually panel 2. So this panel is panel 1. The second panel which I have placed over here is panel 2. Okay, so that's why I have disabled the panel 2. And after this, what I want is, I want to enable the buttons. So enable, disable, and with this we have to pass true for 3 times. True, true, and true. Now let me just show you. When I start this, and now I'm going to click on this, and you will find this is enabled. Okay, and when I click on this one is disabled. You can't work with this, and now these stuff are visible. So now what I want is, when I click on this cancel button, this needs to be hidden. This text box needs to be hidden. Okay, so and this panel needs to be visible. So how to do that? Actually enabled. Okay, so let me do that. Just go over here, and we have to code for the button. So first thing what I want is, I want to code for this cancel. So just double click on this, and here what we have to do is, we have to code to enable the panel 2 dot enabled is equal to true. And after this, what I want is enable, disable, and we have to hide the buttons. So false, we have to pass false 3 times. Here you can observe that I have used this method 3 times. If I don't write this method, then what I have to do is, I have to write these 3 lines of code 3 times. It means that 9 times. I have compressed the code from 9 lines to 3 lines. That's why I have used this method over here. So let me just move this one upside. Here, just start this, and let's see if that works or not. Okay, so here you can see this. When I click on this, this panel disabled and everything is visible over here. And when I cancel it, text box is removed and this becomes enabled. Okay, so now this one is working fine. So now what we have to do is, When the invalid password is entered over here, I want to clear this text box. So how to do that? Let me just go for the verify button. So move back over here, move to form 1 and just double click on this verify button. This will generate a BT and verify kick event. And here what we have to do is I'm going to set the password txt password.text is equals to I'm going to set btake days for now. Btake days, and after this what I want is okay, so I'm going to code for this one later. And first thing I want to else condition, if the password is wrong, I want to just clear the text box. So txt password dot clear. So when the wrong password is entered, that text box, the password text box will be cleared. Okay. So after this, what I want is I want to code for this one. I will code that later after designing the delete user control. So let me start this once again and show you if that works or not. So click on this and I have written something wrong. I'm going to click on this, the password is hidden. When I write btake days, the valid password, and click on verify, nothing happens. The password remains inside this one. It means that this one is valid password. So cancel for now. And let me code for, actually let me design the user control. Okay. So let me move back over here. And here what we have to do is we have to add one user control. Let me do that. So what we have to do is we have to just click on this all user control, right click on this, click on add new item, and after this you have to select the user control. Just change the name as per your requirement. I'm going to name qc underscore nothing but delete phone record and hit add. It will add a new user control over here. After this, just let me just maximize this, and here what we have to do is we have to add label. So let me just, first thing I have to make this background of this one white. Let me do that. So back color, just click on this custom and white, and after this what we have to do is we have to add label over here. So let me copy the label from the previous one. So just copy this one and just add it over here. And what we have to do is first thing I have to add the change the icon in this. Just click on this, click on image, click on import, and we have to use some icon that is this one, open and hit OK. After this we have to change the text from this one. So change the customer record to delete phone record and hit enter, and now make this one a little bit large. Okay. After this what I have to do is we have to add one text box. So let me copy the text box also from the previous one. Just copy these two stuff and paste it over here. And after this let me change the label name. So the label name needs to be company or model. Either you can search by company or model. This is a text box, so let me change the text box name txt search. Okay, that's nice. After this we have to add one data grid view. So data grid view, that is Guna2 data grid view. Just drag and drop it over here, and we just maximize this one like this and change the style of this one, border style actually. Change the none from fixed 3D. Okay, so now it's looking nice. And after this what we have to do is we have to add few labels in the wrong side. So how to do that? Let me just do that quickly. So let me copy this label and paste it. We need 3 labels. Paste. And I need one more on the right side. I will show you what I'm going to use with this. So first thing, change this one to just change delete instruction and change this one to delete any record. Just click on row, hit enter. And after this, what we have to do is we have to change the color of this one so that it look nice. So change the text color from black to 0118, 2 to 1 and hit enter. Now it's looking nice, and make this label quite small because it's quite large and it's not looking that much nice. Let me make this one 10 and oblique and hit OK. And here you can observe now it's looking nice. So we have to add little bit of space between these. Okay, so let me add that. Okay, and change this label text to star. After this, deleted data cannot be restored. Hit enter and make this one like this, and change the color from black to red. Actually, this is actually a type of warning. Okay, so now it's looking nice. After this, now our user control is ready. So now what we have to do is we have to just click on this and we have to add Guna to ellipse. Just drag and drop it over here. When you click on this, change this one to 26, hit enter. Change the target control from user control delete phone record and just save it. Just copy this, go to form 1. So let me close this and paste it over here. And here what we have to do is change the size 26 to 30. Target control is panel 2. Just save this and start and stop this. When you start and stop this, user control which you have created is added into the toolbox. Click on this and here you can see this delete phone record is added now. So let me just drag and drop it over here. Okay, so now it's added. Now what we have to do is we have to connect this user control with this button on the verify. Okay, so let me just double click on this, the verify button. Here you can see this. When this matches, what we have to do is we have to make that panel visible and bring that panel to the front. So how to do that? First thing, I want to enable the panel because when I click on the delete button, that panel is disabled. So enable is equals true. After this, what we have to do is we have to make that user control also visible, that is delete phone record dot visible is equal to true. And after this, we have to bring that to front dot bring to front. And after this, we have to hide that button as well. So enable disable and hide that button. So we have to pass false, false and false 3 times. And after this, I also want to clear the password field. Now save this. Now first thing what I want is when this form load, I want to hide the user control, that is delete phone record. So user control delete phone record dot visible is equals false. Now let me start this. And before starting, let me explain you what I have done over here. Let me just delete this. Okay. So what I have done here is I have shown you when I click on this delete button, this will disable the panel 2 and make these buttons visible, that is text boxes, password text box and verify and cancel button makes visible. After this, when you click on verify button, if the password matches to PTech days, this will do the first thing, that is the disabled panel, it make the panel enabled. Here you can see this. After this, it will do the second thing, the panel that is delete phone record, the user control that is delete phone record, it turns it to visible. and after that bring that to front. And after this task, this will remove all the controls, that is text box, verify and cancel button, from visible to hidden, and after this it clear the text box, that is of password. So let me start this and let's see if that works or not. Just click on this, just click on this. Now I'm going to click on this and let me just write valid password and click on verify, and here you will find now stuff is added, but it's quite in the bad format. So this form is quite small, so I have to make this panel quite large. Okay, so for now I'm going to set the text inside this text box hard coded, so that I don't have to type it again and again. Okay, so I have set the password inside this one. Let me move back over here and let me just make this text box, sorry, user control large, and we'll start this and let's see if that works or not. Because it's quite small, so how to make this one large? So just go to this one, click on this and change view properties, auto size from false to true. Just start this. Okay, so here you can see this. Now it's on the right position, but it's quite out of the box. Okay, so we have to make that n. So let me do that. Start this and let's check that works or not. Okay, so now the bottom is inside, but from the right side it's quite out. So let me just move that in, and let me move these all the stuff a little bit upside. Start and check again. Okay, so now it's n, but here you can observe that when I decrease the size of this one, the size from this one is also decreased. So what I have to do is we have to set the padding for this data grid view so that we keep this space from the right side as well. So because when I increase the size of this data grid view, the user control size is also increase and decrease on the basis of that. Okay, so I'm going to add few padding for this one. So select this data grid view, search for padding, sorry, margin. Here you can find this. You have to just click on this plus sign and change this one from 3 to 13 and hit enter, and after this make this one little bit large, and we have to move these all stuff a little bit upside, and now start this and let's see how it look like now. I've changed the padding to 13. Make sure you also do that, and here you will observe it's on the right position, but in the below you can observe the thing is still invisible. Okay, okay, so let me just type this one. Here you can see this, the background image is visible, so we have to set the padding for this label as well. So I'm going to set the panel, just click on this and select the margin from this one to 13 as well, and move this one a little bit downside like this, and we have to move this one too. So now start this and let's see how it look like now. Okay, so now you can observe it's on the right position and it's looking nice with the padding of 13. Let's click on this to delete any record. Okay, so actually this customer record panel is visible from this below, so we have to set the margin for this panel too. Okay, so let me set that. Let me move back to customer record and set the panel padding from 13, sorry, margin from 1 to 13 and hit enter. Now let me start this and let's see how it look like now. Click on this, verify, and you click on this. Okay, so it's still visible from the downside. Okay, so let me make this one large. That's it. Now this will work fine. Click on this. Okay. When I click on this, okay. So now this one is looking nice. Okay. So now what I want is, when I click on this verify, when this load, this data grid needs to be filled with the data. So how to do that? For that, we have to code on the load event of this form on this user control enter event. And you can observe one small stuff, that this label and text box is on the wrong position. We have to move this one a little bit on the left side. So let me do that. So we have to move to the delete phone, and it will move upside. Just select these two and like this. Now it's looking nice. And after this, what I want is, when when we enter inside this form, this user control, I want to fill this data grid with the data. So how to do that? For that, we have to just click on this, go to event, and here we have to change this one to generate an enter event. Just double click on this and this will generate a enter event. Here we have to write the query. So before that query, we have to make the object of function. Fn is equal to new function. Let me just zoom it so that you can see clearly. And after this, we have to write the query, string query, and here we have to write the query. Select star from new mobile, that is our table name in the database. So if you have not watched my previous video, then please watch my previous video starting from the one, and after that you can carry on with that, so that you can understand where I've created this new mobile table and how many columns this table contains. After this, we have to call the method dataset.ds, and which method I'm going to call by using this function object fn.getData I'm going to call, and inside this we have to pass the query, and this method actually returns a data type, some data of the data type data set. That's why I have created a variable of dataset type, that is ds, and now this ds will contain some data after executing this query into the database. And now we have to show this data into the data grid view. So let me just select the data grid. Our data grid, let me check the name of the data grid view. So this is the data grid view. Click on this Guna 2 data grid view. Let me just remove this Guna 2 for now and hit enter. And let's write data grid view 1 dot data source is equals ds dot tables 0, and when you click on this and start this, and let's see if that works or not. Here you can see this. Now this one is filled with the data and it's looking nice. So now what I want is, I want to search the text for string. First, what I want is, whenever I write something, I want to search on the basis of company. When I write Samsung, I want to search all the phone with the name Samsung. If I write J7 Pro, I want that record only. Okay, so how to do that? For that, we have to code on the text change event of this text box. So just right click and go to properties, and we have to generate a event that is text change. Just double click on this, and here you have to write the query. So query is equal to, and what query we want to write is, select star from new mobile, that is our table name, where CNAME is nothing but my column name in my database. CNAME like, it's in the text format, so that's why. So my text box name is txtsearch.text, and after this we have to use the %sign. What it means that, let me just show you. Select a star from new mobile where company name, like if we write yes or a, And after A, if we have anything, that will be covered with the help of this percent. Okay, so that all data starting with that particular text inside this text box will be shown in the data grid view. So that's this percent means. And we have to actually check for both the thing, that is up either by the company or by the model name. So we have to use the operator that is or, and m name, that is the model name. The column name for model in my table is m name. So like, so this one also we have to write the same stuff, that is percent over here, and inside this txt search dot text like this. Let me just remove these spaces for now. So now our query is ready. Just pause the video and write this line. Don't make any small mistake. Don't even you leave this comma over here or column over here. Okay, so after the query, what we have to do is we have to call the method, that is we have to create an object of data set. Yes, function dot get data. Inside this we have to pass the query, and after this we have to set that to data grid view dot data source is equal ts dot tables. Inside this 0, and just start this, and let's see if that search box work or not. Here you can see this. I'm going to write the Samsung. Here you can see this. Starting with Samsung, every record with Samsung is now visible. Here you can see when I delete Sam, it's still all the record with S is visible now. Let me remove this and let me type L. LG is visible. I'm going to write M, that is micro max. This matches actually two conditions. Here you can see this Micromax and LG, both records are visible. Why this is because this M is matching with the company name for this one, Micromax, and this one, and it matches the model name, that is Moto G5 for this one. So I'm going to write, if I write I, then only Micromax is visible. If I write O, then only LG is visible. So that's how this one is working. If I search for J7 Pro, so only one record is visible. It means that you can, now this text box is working for both the company or model as well. So now what we have to do is, what I want is when I click on this record needs to be deleted. This row needs to be deleted. How to do that? For that, we have to code on cell click event of this data grid view. Just click on this, cell click event. We have to search for that cell click. Just double click on this. This will generate a data grid view one cell click event. First thing what we have to do is we have to take a variable of int type, that is bid. I have taken that over here. And after this, what we have to do is we have to actually write few line of code. So first thing, I'm going to check that data grid view one dot rows e dot row index dot cells e dot column index dot value is not equal to null. First thing I have to check that for null or not. And after this, I need to extract that BID, that ID of that phone. Okay, so that we can uniquely delete that record one. Okay, so BID is equals, and as you know that the every data inside the data grid view is in the string format, or so we have to extract that and convert that into an integer format. So int dot parse, and inside this we have to write the code. So data grid view one dot rows e dot row index, and after this dot cell, which cell we need. Okay, so here we have done a mistake. It's actually rows, and inside this e dot row index dot cells, and cell we have 0, and dot value to string. So now error has been resolved. Now what I have done over here is, we first thing I have extracted the data from the data value 1 dot row e row index dot cell 0. It means that first cell of this clicked row. When I click on the third row, I need cell 0, that is the zeroth row of that value. So let me just add a breakpoint over here and let's see if we get the BID for that or not. So start this, click on this, verify. I'm going to click on this one and the ID is 4. This is actually first cell. This is first cell. This one is second cell. So I'm going to click on this and let's check if this contains 4 or not. Yes, this contains 4. So that 4 is working fine. So now what we have to do is we have to write the code to delete this one. So query is equal to, and in this we have to write the query to delete the record. So delete from new mobile where MID is the mobile ID in my table. MID is the column name. Okay, so MID is the column name for the primary key. So you have to just check that inside your SQL Server Management Studio. There, what you have put the name for this. If you are following my video, then the name is MID. Okay. So MID, and it's in the integer format, so that's why we have to just use double quotes, not the single one. So I have to write the PID over here and the query is ready. So now we cannot directly delete that record. We need to ask the user confirmation. Suppose someone has mistakenly clicked on that, so we need to ask for the user permission. So are you sure you want to delete? So I'm going to write the condition for that. If message box dot show deleting record of, I want to show the ID, that is BID plus, okay, so that it will look nice. Warning, the message box name needs to be warning, and message box needs to have some button, that is OK or cancel. OK and cancel, and need some icon, message box icon dot, I need a icon of warning. And what we have to check that when user press on OK, then we need to delete that. So is equal to dialog result dot OK. This will check that when this dialog result means that when you click on OK or cancel, if that matches OK, then I need to execute this method, the condition inside the if condition, if block. Okay. So what we have to do is we have to pass that set data, and inside this we have to pass a query. That's it. If user click on OK, I'm going to fire this query on the database. And in the else condition, what I have to do is I have to show a message box dot show you cancel the operation, and the message box name needs to be back like this, and message box icon dot, actually button needs to be only OK, message box button dot OK, I need only one button, and message box icon dot information. That's it. Now let me just start this and let's see if that works or not. So I'm going to click on this, verify, and I'm going to delete something. Let me delete one record. So which record I want to delete? So Realme 10 LG. I'm going to delete this Samsung Prime. Okay, so I'm going to click on this, and here you can see there's deleting record of 2. This one is 2. If I cancel, nothing will happen. You cancel the operation. Okay, that's working fine. So now I'm going to click on this once again and click on OK. Data processed successfully. So now I'm going to move over here and click on this and verify once again, and let's see if that data is still over there or not. So here you can see this J7 Max, J7 Prime is now removed from our database. So now the deletion operation is working fine. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you liked video and you enjoyed coding with me. So if you really like, then please like this video and share with your friends. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to design the attractive login page for this project. And after that, our project will be finished. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and please subscribe, hit like and share.